here because we're all singers here. Mission as a singer keeps you from doing anything that doesn't align with the core and the heart of why you do what you do or you sing what you sing. You know? So what is your mission? My mission or my goal is that I want everyone to feel my heart. I want everyone to feel my passion when I sing. I want to change lives. So that's my goal when I sing. You know, and we can't effectively manifest our mission or manifest our goals without necessary tools and techniques. And these tools and techniques that we'll be speaking on today are your diet, your posture, breath management, warm-ups, your diction, interpretation and expression, and your confidence. So our first point, diet. I know some people won't consider this much of a technique, but I think it is just as important as everything else that I'm about to talk about today, because a healthy voice requires a healthy body. And a part of being healthy is eating healthy, right? So foods that we need to avoid as singers, caffeinated beverages, things that contain alcohol. These things, both alcohol and caffeine, they dehydrate your body. They're diuretics, right? Which leads to dehydration. Therefore, they constrict the throat muscles. They begin to make them tight in the throat, and it's not good for singing. And then you begin to overuse these muscles. You begin to strain these muscles, and it causes damage. And we don't want that. Also, cold water while singing, that is a big no-no. You know, after you've done all your warm-ups, you know, you're sitting there gearing up to sing, and then you drink a mouthful of cold water, you literally defeated every purpose. You've taken your vocal cords back to that cold state or that tense state before you've warmed it up. And now you're going to cause damage, possibly, you know, by trying to sing high notes, trying to do all these other things, and you're not warm, right? So dairy foods. Dairy, wow, this is a big one. And this is something that I'm still learning. But dairy foods can cause acid reflux. And all that acid can come and just crawl up your esophagus and burn your vocal cords. That's something that we don't want. Dairy also clings to everything in your throat, and it thickens the mucus that's already there, and it interrupts your singing experience. Like for me, example, I was at work one time and I ate something with dairy, and I wasn't even conscious of it. I ate something with dairy about an hour before I came to work. I'm singing, I'm doing all this good stuff, and I feel phlegm coming up in my throat, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what do? I can't do anything. I'm in the middle of a phrase. I can't even stop. So I just had to let whatever happened. And it literally cut off, you know, the air that was flowing out of my body. I couldn't finish my phrase. I couldn't do anything because it was so disruptive. I literally had to like go on the side and cough a little bit and then start the song over. So we don't want to be eating dairy. Okay, so foods that you can consume. Now we all know that our body thrives off of water. So we need room temperature water daily. And not just while you're singing, because it takes up to 4 hours for water to reach, once you've already consumed it, to reach your vocal cords. So it makes no sense you not drinking water all day, and then you sit down and work, you know, sit down wherever you're about to sing and just sip on some water and expect things to happen. No, it takes up to 4 hours for that water to reach your vocal cords. All right, so fruits and vegetables, these things that, especially fruits and vegetables that contain water, very good for you. So things like apples, pears, watermelons, grapes, iceberg lettuce, carrots, sweet potatoes, those type of things, they're very good for your throat. Yeah. All right, also honey. Honey is a good soothing agent for your throat. So you want to incorporate honey in your teas. Instead of processed sugar, you could substitute the processed sugar with honey. Also ginger. These things also contain antioxidants that are good for free radicals that may cause damage to your vocal cords.
Negotiation. Getting your.
All right. So I'm going to segue into things outside of food. I'm going to segue into things that you shouldn't do. Now, as singers, and if you want to be a professional singer, or if you are a professional singer, you should have already started practicing, you know, the art of not speaking so loudly or laughing so loudly when you're not actually singing. You know, in doing this, you can place a strain on your vocal cords. Like, you're laughing so loud, you could place a strain in your vocal cords, and you can become prone to having frequent loss of your voice or sore, achy throats. And also things that you should avoid: not smoking. We don't want to smoke. According to the National Insurance Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders, they consider smoking a form of vocal abuse, vocal cord abuse. Frequent damage to the vocal cords can result in changes in the way that your voice works. So, for example, you were a soprano before you started to smoke. Eventually, if this is something that you keep up doing frequently, your tone may change. You may become an alto, maybe even a tenor. And this is things that happen to your voice while smoking that you cannot go back to where it was before. Once that change has already been made, it's no going back from there. All right, so posture. Posture, good posture is the stance achieved that allows for an aligned spine. Proper singing posture enhances and optimizes your breathing. You'll understand why in a minute, resulting in a better sounding voice. And also good posture makes you look good on stage, right? So I'm gonna help you with 2 exercises that you can improve your posture. And this is something that I've learned in a National Youth Choir. Hi to my National Youth Choir friends. So what we're gonna do is we're going to connect our hands in the front and we're gonna raise them above our head. If you want to join me, you can. We're gonna raise them above our head. You will feel your chest lifted. Keep your head straight forward. I'll turn to the side. And then we're gonna bring our arms down, keeping that chest in that upward position. And you're gonna feel that your body now feels open. It optimizes your breathing now. Because you're so open, you're able to take in enough air for you to sustain your phrases. Another good way to make sure that you have good posture, if you can see. Let me bring this down a little bit. You can place your hands behind your back and grab onto your forearms. And automatically your shoulders will go back. Your chest will be up. Release them slowly and try to maintain that posture, right? And a few questions that you should ask yourself before you start singing. Are my feet planted on the ground? Are they steadily planted on the ground? Are my shoulders relaxed? We don't want any tension in this area. Is my spine aligned? And if you already asked those things, ask yourselves those questions and you've gotten correct answers, then good for you, we're ready to sing. All right. So breath management, our next point, breath management. Without breath, there is no sound. So I think it's feasible for me to say that breath and breath management are crucial for the overall development of your voice. What is breath management? Simply put, breath management is the ability to control the amount of air that enters and exits your body. Now we know that we speak naturally without running out of air. I don't know how that happens. God is amazing. But we don't have that problem. We don't have that issue. That's because it's just something it comes natural. But in singing, this is something that we have to control, because with every song, the phrases are different. We have to let in different amounts of air to sustain us for different lengths of times for those different lengths of phrases. And we can effectively control the amount of air that enters and exits our body by engaging our diaphragm. So our diaphragm is that muscle that's under your lungs that supports it. When you breathe in, I'm gonna turn to the side so we can see. When you breathe in, your stomach should go out, as I'm doing now. I'm breathing in. Your diaphragm flattens, your stomach expands. As you breathe out, it should take that dome shape again, and your stomach should flatten. So here are some exercises we're gonna do to engage our diaphragm. The correct way to breathe while singing is using diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing, like I've just showed to you all. During life, I don't understand how that has happened, but we've picked up this bad habit of when we're breathing, we do all this chest movement here. Incorrect way to breathe. And you won't be taking in sufficient air to sustain your notes. So there's no space here to sustain all that you need to be singing. There's no strength here. All the strength is down here in your abdomen through diaphragmatic breathing and belly breathing. All right, so let's engage our diaphragm. If you can, just hold your hand out like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna blow 5 times, well, once on each finger, so 5 in total, just to engage our diaphragm. On the count of 3. You ready? You ready? You're gonna unmute your mic. You
Yes,
can unmute
we
your
are.
mic.
Yes, we are.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. All right, so we're
Let's
gonna
go.
breathe once on each of our fingers to engage our diaphragm, just to get used to how that feels. All right, so we're gonna blow 1, 2, 3. You should feel each time your stomach is going in. Let's try it one more time. All right, so we're just gonna do 1 deep breath so we could feel that air coming in and entering our lungs and filling it up. All right, so we're gonna do it. Pretend like as if you're smelling a rose before we breathe though, so that you can get the feel of how open your throat should be. So.
This is a whole lot for singing.
Pardon?
I said this is a whole lot for singing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. All right, so we're gonna pretend as if we have a flower present, and we're gonna breathe. We're gonna feel that our throat is opening. One more time. Feel that space. Feel the air going in. It's very important that you're aware of what's happening with your body. So we must always be aware. Be aware at all times. So we're gonna take in that deep breath. One more time to fill in our abdomen. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And out. One more time. And out. All right, so we're gonna breathe in and hold for 5 seconds. We got this. You guys ready? And breathe in. Hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it out. One more time. And out. This time we're gonna let it out and we're gonna try to let it out for 10 seconds. So we're gonna breathe in for 5, let out for 10, okay? Breathe in, hold for 5, let out for 10. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Breathe out on a one more time. We're engaging our diaphragm. Hold for 5. And let out on us. There you go. If you feel a little lightheaded, just try to catch your breath a little. All right, so warm-ups. You would not run a marathon if you haven't stretched, right? So we should never engage in any singing activity without warming up our vocal cords. The warming up prepares your voice for the event of singing, like I've mentioned before. And don't put your vocal cords at a disadvantage and putting unnecessary stress on them by not warming up. We don't want our vocal cords to be cold. Remember, like when we talk about the cold water, how that cold water just tightened everything up, especially if you're going to be singing for 4 hours like I do professionally. I must always make sure that my vocal cords are warm and ready to go. So we're going to do a few vocal warm-ups that can help with just preparing your voice for the activity of the day. So we're going to hold a note on A, E, I, O, U. I'll do it first so we can get our note. Breathe in. A-E-I-O. Everybody ready? So we're gonna make sure we're taking enough air on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And A-E-I-O. One more time. Even though I can't hear you guys very good. One more time. Breathe in. And A-E-I-O. Very good. This next one is very good for helping you with your pitch. So we're gonna, and each one is gonna be different for you, whichever is your highest note to your lowest note. We're gonna go from to our lowest note. We're gonna just practice our pitch, practice our range. On the count of 3, breathe in. And one more time. You're gonna feel a little silly at first, but you'll get the gist of it. You'll get the hang of it. Breathe in one more time. And the hand movement is also good too, to give you clear direction of where you want to go. So we're gonna do it one more time. Breathe in. And very good. Even though I can't hear y'all, and I'm doing a good job. All right, knowing your range. What is vocal range? Vocal range is the measurement of distance from your lowest note to your highest note. Now, this range varies between soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So don't try, if you're an alto, don't try to sing soprano notes if that's not your range. Now, you can improve or enhance your range. However, doing so with a vocal coach that's highly trained to help you to improve your range, right? So knowing and understanding your vocal range gives us an important guide on the notes and songs we're able to sing safely and effectively. It's all about protecting your vocal cords and knowing that what you're doing is safe for your vocal cords. We don't want to strain them at all. We do not want to do anything that could harm them, right? So I advise you seek vocal training in that aspect. I remember when I was in junior high school, I was placed in the soprano section, and every time I would be done with my the choir practice or the choir sessions, my throat would be on fire. And I'm like, well, does this person actually know what they're doing? So I went then on to be a part of the Bahamas National Youth Choir, and I learned that I was actually not a soprano. I was an alto. So we have to also be aware of who we take notes from and who we learn from. If you're uncomfortable, say so. Comfortability is what's most important while singing. We don't want to strain anything. We don't want to hurt and damage our vocal cords, especially if you want to make singing a profession. This is your money right here. You got to make sure that you protect this. Because when damages happen to your vocal cords, it's very hard to bring that back to where it was before. So be very mindful of protecting your vocal cords and knowing your vocal range and getting a vocal coach that could help you to understand what exactly is your highest and what exactly is your lowest note. All right, so our next point, diction. Diction can be simply defined as the pronunciation or the enunciation of your vocal expression. When singing, you are often giving a message or telling a story. And what good is that story and that message if people don't understand what you're saying? So your diction is very important when it comes to your vocal performance, your vocal experience and the connection between you and the audience. And don't be afraid to look unpleasant, because when you're trying to get words out and trying to make sure that these words sound right, your face isn't going to look pleasant all the time. Take it from me. I make ugly faces, especially when the song that I'm singing is something that's passionate, And these are some exercises to help you to improve your diction. So this is something that I learned in National Choir. Shout out to Miss Tadley, once on time. God rest his soul. So we're going to say poppy petunia gladioli. I'm gonna do it first, and then you guys are gonna sing it with me for the second time. Poppy petunia, gladioli. One more time. Poppy petunia, gladioli. Also, lifting your eyebrows helps you to stay on pitch for those that have an issue with pitch and that in that area, in that aspect. Raise your eyebrows. Raising your eyebrows also automatically allows your soft palate to be raised, improving your pitch. So we're gonna do it one more time. Watch me one more time. Poppy petunia, gladioli. All right, sing it with me on the count of 3. Breathe in.
Say it again.
Poppy petunia. It's a exercise of flowers. Poppy petunia, gladioli. Are we ready? We ready? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Poppy petunia, gladioli. Poppy petunia, gladioli. Very good. So we're gonna do another one that I've also learned in a National Choir. This one is about a dinghy boat. So Naya and those that were in the National Choir, if you guys can sing with me. On the count of 3, breathe in. I rowed my little dinghy boat, I rowed my dinghy boat. All right, everybody got it? We're gonna do it one more time without you, and then you're gonna join. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And I rowed my little dinghy boat, I rowed my dinghy boat. Now, please pay attention to how you understood every word that I said. Did you understand every word that I said? Can I see everybody? Was my words clear?
Do you say it again one more time?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say, I rowed my little dinghy boat. I rowed my dinghy boat. Everybody got it?
Okay.
We got it? One more time?
Yeah.
I rowed my little dinghy boat. I rowed my dinghy boat. On the count of 3, breathe in. And I rowed my little dinghy boat. I rowed my dinghy boat. Now the very last one and my favorite, red leather, yellow leather. Now we're gonna have to make up our face for this one so that we can make sure that everyone understands what we're saying. I'm gonna do it first and then you guys can follow. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather. Everybody got that one? You can talk back if you want.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're gonna do
Got it.
we're gonna do it from the top on the count of 3. 1,
Red leather, yellow
3.
leather.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather. Very good. I'm gonna call on some people to do it. Naya.
One more time, girl. So one more time.
One more time. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather. All right, so we're gonna get interactive right now. So who wants to go first? Who do we have?
I'll go.
Who's this speaking?
Ria.
Hi, Bria. Okay, so Bria, you have the floor on the count of 3. Let's see how you do your red leather, yellow leather.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and go.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
Very good, Bria. It took me 2 years to do this one, so you did a really good job. Anybody else wants to go?
Yeah, let me give that a shot right there.
Who's this speaking?
My name is Alex, Master Nitro.
Hello, Alex. Okay, on the count of 3, go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
Red, yellow, yellow leather, red, yellow, yellow leather. I try to remember it.
Let's try it again. Red leather, yellow leather. Let's try it again.
Okay. Red, leather, yellow, leather. Okay.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not gonna be perfect all the time. It's fine. It's totally fine. But good job. Good attempt.
Definitely.
Good attempt,
Thank you
Alex.
so much.
Anybody else? Naya, I'm just gonna call on you, my sister.
Okay,
You
darling.
ready?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
Okay, overachiever, we see you.
Okay, with the alto come from Naya.
Hey. All right, so Fallon, I'm just gonna call on you. Let's try this one.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm not a singer. Don't do that.
It's
Okay.
totally fine, honey.
I was eating dairy,
You ready?
so I'm mucusy.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
Yay, Fallon. I see Gary comments, and Gary, you're up next. You can unmute your mic.
Why?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, fantastic. Just great. Right.
You ready?
What's the words again? Red
Red
leather.
leather, yellow leather.
Got you. Me. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
Wonderful, Gary. Wonderful. Yes.
Amazing job,
That was
Gary.
beautiful. That was beautiful, Gary. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the participation. Our next point is interpretation.
Let's hear from Naya. Naya, I can't hear you.
You didn't hear Naya? Okay, so we're just going to go on to our next point.
Just trying to be shy.
Interpretation. All right, so interpretation is how a singer expresses their individuality through the meaning of a song. Now, you can't fully understand the meaning of this song if you don't listen to the song and listen to the words to understand exactly what they mean. It's important that you sing songs that you enjoy. Our next point. It's going to make a major difference in the way that you express this song, in the way that you connect this song and express the song to your audience, right? So because as singers, as I've mentioned before, we are storytellers. You know, when we interpret each piece, we have to make it personal. We have to connect these songs to times in our lives where we can effectively express the tone of these songs. So, for example, if I'm singing a very sad song, considering the fact that I've listened to the song and I understand the message, and it's a sad song, I connect this song to one very specific time in my life where it wasn't so nice, but I always find myself connecting that part of my life to every sad song, and I'm able to effectively express my interpretation of the song to the audience. And normally when I'm feeling really sad in the song and I'm expressing how that song feels on the inside, I cry. And people cry too. And I want people to feel my passion as well. And we're going back to my mission. I want people to feel the passion that's on the inside. I want people to feel what I'm feeling. So if you don't feel what I'm feeling, I have failed. So we must be very conscious of our mission, our goal as singers. All right. Confidence. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There's a very, very important point that I had to learn myself. There is no other singer on this planet like you. Keep that in mind. There's no one that can compare to you, and don't compare yourself to anybody else. We all have a purpose. Our purposes aren't the same. Our goals aren't the same. And like I've said, there's nobody on this earth like you. you know, and there are ways that you can become more confident. You can think highly of yourself, think highly of your craft, because it is amazing. You know, no one has what you have to offer. And don't deprive the world of your power, because your individuality is your power. Don't deprive us of your magic, you know? But on top of that, and knowing who you are and becoming the person that you're always meant to be, and trying to express that through song and through whatever it is that you're doing. If you're a musician, as I see Gary, so he's a musician, a guitarist, a very excellent guitarist. What will make you comfortable with your performances on stage would always be to warm up. Like we've mentioned before, warm up before you begin to sing. Confidence also comes from taking vocal lessons. I know that I know a lot of singers that don't have a vocal coach, and that don't take vocal lessons. We all need that training. Just as much as an Olympian needs that training, we need that training. So don't you ever think that you've reached to a point where you don't need training. We all need training. We haven't reached the top as yet. I don't think that we'll ever reach the top, because nobody's perfect, right? Also, practice. I don't say practice makes perfect. This is something that I don't say, because I don't consider anything that I do completely perfect. I am not God. I am human, and I'm going to make a mistake. You're going to make a mistake. That's point blank, period. However, you can practice to make yourself more confident, more comfortable, and more assured in what it is that you're doing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of my presentation for today. Now, before I get into my song that I prepared for you all, are there any questions that you have?
Hi, Charisa. I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. When I get on stage and I have to sing, I have a problem with my nerves.
Your nerves?
Yes, I have really bad nerves sometimes. I get really nervous, and that sometimes causes my voice to, I don't know, crack or not do what it would normally do because of my nerves. So
okay,
my question to you is, how do you deal with your nerves when you're going on stage?
Well, for me personally, I make sure that I warm up. I loosen up my entire body, do whatever I need to do, being crazy on the side of the stage. And also it's in your mind as well. So if you can take control of your mind, everything else follows suit. You're not going to fail. You're a beautiful singer. No one's going to judge you. So just believe that everything's going to be okay, and make sure that you warm up, you know, to give yourself that extra assurance.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else that has questions?
Charisa, I have a question.
Sure.
In piggybacking on what Bria said, with me, I find that I have nerves, of course, when I get on stage, but it's less about like talking and missing your note and more about my breath control kind of being lost. Like, but yeah, like the breath control is just not as good as when I'm practicing. So how do I kind of get control of that on stage?
Right. So what I've done and what I've learned to do, because that happens to me, happened to me in the past. But what I normally do when I go on stage, before I go on stage, so that I could just try to relax, it's all about relaxation. You don't want to go on stage tense. So my advice to you would just be to take very deep breaths before you go on stage, and just hold it, I guess, 5 seconds and let it out. But make sure that you're taking deep breaths just to calm you, to lower your heart rate, and then just get in your head, get out of yourself, and just know that you're going to do a great job. But just take deep breaths in and out, just to calm everything down. That's the best advice I could give in that aspect.
Okay, I hope nobody minds. There's one more question.
Go ahead.
Could you give advice as far as like the right key for a song, like when you're about to sing live, like knowing which key best suits you? What's your method of figuring out, okay, this is my key for this particular
right. Well, it all comes down to comfortability with me. If I'm not comfortable, I won't execute effectively. So first of all, before you even get on stage, you should have already practiced, you know, with whoever it is that you are about to perform with. Get your comfortable key. You could do a trial and error of different keys, and whatever feels comfortable to you, you will most likely do a better job with. So just, I guess, trial and error, understand your range, and then feel out the keys, and whatever one feels better to you, you sing in that key.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Anybody else?
have one question.
Mm-hmm. What's
I
your
have one
name?
question. Taran,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Go ahead.
Is there is there an at-home way to figure out your vocal range?
There is, you know. Do you have a keyboard? A piano? I don't have one right now.
I do.
You do?
I have a
So I
keyboard.
would say you have a keyboard. All right. So start off with what you consider your lowest note, your lowest comfortable note, and then just continue up the scale until it becomes uncomfortable. And then you will figure out, okay, from here to here is my comfortable range. So that most likely is your chest register.
Okay.
So just all about comfortability. You don't want to be straining your voice as well. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Taran is a good singer as well, Charisa.
Taran?
Yes, I think that's Taran Brown, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Taran sings as well.
Well, I'll be following you on Facebook.
Yes, you are.
Yay.
Actually.
You said?
I have a question from Facebook. Thank you to those persons watching on Facebook. A lot of persons are there. I see Dyson, a few others. But the question is, how do you deal with forgetting your lyrics? What do? You provide?
Now, if you know me, you know I don't remember things very well. I'm just not good at my memory just ain't there. But for me, what I've learned to do is, because I sing at a jazz bar anyway, it's easy for me to have, you know, something to refer to, you know, at all times. And there are times where I just need one line or two, but also forgetting your lyrics could be just having a lot of nerves. So just take deep breaths. Don't anticipate that you're going to forget. If it happens, it happens. But make sure that you have a guide. Not to use that as a clutch though, but make sure that you have a guide. There's something that you can refer to in an event that you feel as though you're going to forget something.
All right, good. Another question on Facebook says, where did you get your singing experience from? I'll go ahead and say that I remember Charisa from years back. For those of you that don't know, Charisa, whole family sings, I think.
They do.
I remember Miss Patrice singing from BFM days.
Yes.
And so that person wants to know what's your singing experience.
Well, I started off in the church, like Stephen said. Yes, I started off in the church, and then of course school, and then I joined the National Youth Choir. Where I was there for 6 years, and then after leaving the National Youth Choir, I joined Jam Session, and then I became a part of the Essence Band. So that's my experience, and it's been a very beautiful one, a very, very beautiful experience.
All right. Any other
questions?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
My question is, how much knowledge of music should a singer have? Should you be able to identify, well, I'm in this key or this, you know, how much knowledge of music should a singer have?
Well, I would say that you should have just as much as a musician. You should be able to name your keys. You know, there are some singers that don't know a lot of the theoretical aspects of, well, what do you call that part? Shivargo.
Theory.
Yes, theory. I was right. The theoretical part of that. I'm someone that's still learning, and I understand now that not having that knowledge earlier on has put me at a disadvantage. But you're never too old to learn, first of all. But it's very important that you know just as much as your instrumentalist counterparts, just so that you all be on the same page, you know, in that regard. So Just make sure that you have all that you need.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Carissa, someone says, is there a safe way to expand your range safely, or should you just focus on strengthening your chest range?
Well, first, yes, focus on strengthening that chest range. And there is a way that you can expand your range by, first of all, seeking help from someone that is a professional at helping persons with that. And understanding also that this doesn't happen overnight. It can take weeks for, this range to expand. So just take your time, even if it's increasing a note or two every other week, or trying to strengthen those vocal flaps or those parts of your vocal cords. But just take your time. It is a way to do so, but seek help from a professional. Unfortunately, I'm not a vocal coach. I wish I was. But you could reach out to Mr. Lee Callender. He's an amazing vocal coach, and I'm sure he can help you with that.
Carissa, another question. This one has to do with, singers or musicians. Well, more so singers finding gigs or finding jobs. What advice would you give in, putting yourself out there to get a gig, or putting yourself out there to kind of get a residency or something like that? Like, what advice would you give?
Well, based on my experience, I've known to always keep God first. So he makes room. He makes open doors for me every chance that I, let me rephrase that. That doesn't make any sense. But I trust in God, and he's proven himself to me time and time again. Also, you got to put in that work, though. You got to make sure that you connect with different, if you want to join a band, connect with different bands. Also, keep building your repertoire, especially in the Bahamas trying to find a job. Here, you would need to be very versatile. So, building your repertoire in maybe hip hop, reggae, Bahamian music, calypso, soca, all those other things. So, be very well versed in the different genres, and also connect. Don't be afraid to connect and reach out to people, So just do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Carissa, I see we have just to put a pin on it. I see we have Miss Naomi Taylor with us.
Yes, the great.
I just want to ask her to give us just a little bit of advice for singers. She could be general about it if she wish.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You are the general. You are the general.
Oh boy. First of all, just want to say, Carissa, it's a great session. Thank you so much. Going back to the basics, it's important to answer your questions. And I think it's important to go to the basics and not take shortcuts. A lot of us love to take shortcuts. Go with, take the long route, because you're going to experience more, you're going to learn more, and you're going to advance faster if you take the slower route. Those who look for shortcuts, you can hear it in their execution. So you can tell that they have breathing problems, they have pitch issues, they're not comfortable, they don't have the confidence that Carissa spoke about. Those are the things that happen when you take shortcuts. So I would advise everybody, it's a never-ending road. You never stop learning. Carissa said that earlier. And so never feel as though you've arrived. You never arrive. This gift that you have is from God above. It's not yours. It's for you to bless other people. So drop all of the fluff. Be humble with your gift, and take your time and develop your craft. I think that would be my biggest advice to all of the aspiring singers.
That's amazing advice.
Great. Thank you so much. Any other questions for Carissa?
Yes, question, right?
Yes.
I would like you to recommend me a vocal coach that could help me with my voice and singing.
Right. Okay. Well, I go to one person only, Mr. Lee Callender. You can reach out to him via Facebook. I believe he's on Instagram as well. His name on Facebook
Percy still here?
And
And I could give you Lee's number until she gets back with us.
Sure,
if
go
you're
ahead,
interested
Miss.
in Lee. Lee's number, his cell is 436-4032. And I can put a plug in for him too, because I've been with him for years and years and years. And he's done a lot to help me with so much. He doesn't only deal with your technique, he also deals with your confidence level, a lot of different things. If you have an issue with speaking to the audience, if you have personal issues that's interfering with your performance, he's that deep. And so I actually call him my shrink, my musical shrink.
Good stuff. Do you teach as well?
No, I don't teach.
You don't. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Okay, just give us a second. She's just coming back in. We don't want to leave without that song.
everybody, let's sing red leather, yellow leather. Does she come?
Yes, we can do that. We can practice warm up.
Squidward is my best friend in the world.
Let me just see where she's at.
And I was
Squidward is my best friend in the sea. She
I was
thinks
just
she's
saying
so
I don't have a voice to sing, but listening to some of y'all make me feel confident.
petty.
Chick more than SpongeBob.
Very petty, sir.
Everyone can sing.
I
Just
can't
not
help it.
everyone
I
can
can't.
sing well.
I was going to ask her to see if I had the voice pitch for it, which is my range, but she got old. I was just going to ask her that question.
Are you a pastor?
Do I sound like a pastor?
Yes,
I
you do.
preach.
Yes.
I preach. I do. I speak. I'm a public speaker. I do. I always wanted to learn my range. I was going to ask her which is my range because
Well, all of that technique and all of that stuff applies to pastors and public speaking persons as well. Because sometimes you could be speaking a whole lot and your voices can, one sec, your voices can go.
I totally agree. Sometimes I hear myself. I don't even understand. I feel like that's my voice. So yeah,
She's
it happens.
back.
Is she back? I want to learn where my range is. I wanted to see how far, but I was trying to see the practice, but I didn't hear her. Come back. Is she back?
Trying to connect right now.
And the other one who was speaking, who says about Lee, who was given voice, is she still here? I think the one you said is
Miss Naomi
coach, the greatest mentor.
I'm still on.
So if I practice, would you be able to tell me my range?
If you practice, you mean if you sing?
If I gave a voice, let's say do re mi now, and you could be able to tell me which range is better. I always wanted to learn that.
I can probably be able to tell you if you're a bass or a tenor, but I won't be able to tell you like what your low range is and your high range is. I'll need a keyboard to take you through those changes.
So if I try now, would you be able to tell me if I'm a bass or a tenor?
I may be able to. You want to sing something for us? Woo! Wait for this.
People that say, Betty, I don't get you. Hold on, let me try this. Okay, I'm going to do the do, re, mi, and you tell me. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Okay, I'm going to, Danielle, you tell Danielle, what do you think? What do you think? You think he's a bass or a tenor? Unmute.
I don't think there was enough notes. You have to sing some more.
Sing a little bit, sing another octave for us. So start where you start and go as high as you can go.
If you can see me now.
Oh boy. Charisa,
One was said that he would ride a roll. Okay, that's my style. That's it. I want just something.
Okay.
Okay, you're definitely not a bass, but I see that the facilitator is back.
Okay, awesome.
Let
me try it.
Yes. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that.
Go ahead, my love.
But like I've mentioned before, I would recommend, connecting with a vocal coach so they would be able to, accurately tell you your range. So please, if you want to, and if you're able to, you could connect with Mr. Lee Calendar.
She gave him all of the contacts already.
Okay, awesome. We have any more questions?
I think that's it for the questions, is it?
Yeah. How do you know if you're bass or tenor?
I don't want to get embarrassed, so I can just listen. How do you know if you're bass or tenor? That's true.
Well, you will know by your range and how high you could go and how low you could go. So like I've mentioned, connecting with a vocal coach, that they will be able to help you out with that.
Someone says on Facebook that Oscar can sing in A. Does that help, Charisa? No.
I'm sorry.
All right, so we can continue if there's no other questions.
There's no other questions?
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
What is your favorite genre to sing?
What's my favorite?
What is your favorite genre to sing and why?
My favorite genre, well, I hated it before because I thought it was so difficult, but my favorite genre is jazz, because I feel like you have to pay more attention when singing jazz, and you have to at least understand what's happening in the song. And I just understand how complex it is, and figuring it all out is just something that's really beautiful to me. So I love jazz, and I like learning jazz music. Thank you for the question. You're welcome.
So I got a question as well. One last one.
Okay.
Do you listen to Coronet Bailey Ray?
Pardon?
You know of that artist?
What's her
name? Do you know of the artist Coronet Bailey Ray?
No. Oh, Corinne.
I could probably say the name.
Tell me your
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
I haven't listened to her in a very long time, though, but she's a really good artist. I really enjoy her music.
I love her.
The first song that I posted on Facebook was actually one of her songs. So.
Wow, I got to check that out.
Yeah, I was really, really young, so don't judge me.
All right, Charisa, Dyson wants to know, while on stage, how do you get to your comfort zone?
While on stage, how do I get to my comfort zone? Well, first of all, I enjoy what I do. So, and where there's enjoyment, there's comfortability for me. So first you have to enjoy what you do. If you're not a person, if you're a person that gets scared all the time, I would consider that you practice in front of people before you actually go on a main stage, to perform in front of persons. But I enjoy what I do, so I'm very comfortable doing what I love.
All right, great. So let's continue.
Yes. If that's all the questions, we're done here, and I just have a song that I want to sing for you guys.
Great.
Yeah. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the song. Thank you guys so much for joining my class, by the way. I was very nervous in the beginning, but all of you made me so comfortable. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, my name is Charisa Smith. You can find me on Facebook at Charisa Smith, on Instagram at Charisa Smith. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And also on YouTube at Charisa Smith Official. Once again, thank you. I can't say thank you enough.
This was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Awesome job.
What song you got for us, Charisa?
I have a song by one of my favorite artists. If you know me, you know exactly who this is. But it's a song by Anita Baker, Sweet Love, one of my favorite songs. So please do enjoy.
All right.
There you go. Sing along if you want.
all my heart. Love you, baby. Stay with me. As we see my eyes. I want you, baby. I'll never leave. 'Cause baby, I believe in me love. Sweet love. Hear me calling out your name. Well, I feel no shame. I'm in love. Sweet love. Don't you ever go away. You will always be this way. Oh, I'm strong. Closer to you. I will be all you need. Just trust. We're feeling. Stay right here. 'Cause baby, I believe in this love. Sweet love. Hear me calling out your name. Well, I feel no shame. I'm in love, yes. Sweet love. Don't you ever go away. You know the ways this way. There's no love in this world. No, no, get it. You're my man. I'm your girl. I'll never go. Stay like you. Can't be wrong. Don't you know this is where you belong? Oh, the sweet, baby. Stay right here. Never fear, I will be alright. Never leave, 'cause baby, I believe in this love, sweet love. Hear me calling out your name. Well, I feel no shame. I'm in love, yes, sweet love. Don't you ever go away. You don't always be this way. I'm in love. Sweet love, hear me calling out your name. I feel no shame. I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. You don't always be this way. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, Charisa, amazing. Yes.
Bravo, bravo.
He's going to the jazz bar now, just for this.
Good job. Good job.
Yes, you did.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So I'm going to hand it back over to Stefan. Thank you so much, Stefan. It's been an amazing time.
Yes, we truly enjoyed this class. I think this is one of the best ones that we've had all month. Your Facebook people are going crazy on this live.
Oh.
Hello to Gandhi, Anisha, everyone else on Facebook.
Y'all gonna cause me cry.
Say hello to them, Charisa.
Hi guys. Thank you for joining me.
So tell us where we can reach you once again, and then we'll go ahead and end the session.
Okay, awesome. You guys can reach me on Facebook at Charisa Smith, on Instagram at Charisa Smith, and also on YouTube at Charisa Official. Thank you all so very much once again. God bless y'all.
One more question. Someone wants to
go
know
ahead.
if there are any upcoming singles, albums, etc.
Well, my EP is in the works, so look out for that, guys.
Great stuff. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We have some classes on finance and journalism. Anyone who knows Travis Etchcombe, and as well as Quentin Lightburn and Ken Denique, we will also be joining you tomorrow. So see you tomorrow beginning at 2 p.m. I thoroughly enjoyed this session. Good day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Brother Kino.
very good session, I must say. I totally enjoyed it, and the level was intense. So I can't wait to hear tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Oscar.
Everybody trying to put their